in the sense of there are many moving parts. It's not just one thing. There are interrelatednesses that you need to understand. It's not complicated in the sense of the most important ideas, principles, things to do, things to understand are not all that difficult when it gets down to it. I think in business in general, um, somewhat for status related reasons, but business people like to feel fancy and complicated. And sometimes you signal status or sophistication by making things sound really big or difficult or complex. I think that's fundamentally not the case for business. Most of the ideas that we deal with are common sense and simple arithmetic. And so we do need to grapple with the complexities of the world because, as we were talking earlier, every business has these five major interrelated parts. We need to understand how those work. Businesses are created by people for the benefit of other people. And so we need to understand human psychology, both our psychology and the psychology of the people we interact with, relate to, whether that's customers or employees, contractors, the other people in our world. And then there are certain parts about how the world works, system and process, how things tend to interact with each other. That's very valuable and important to know. But again, complex, not complicated. And I think there's a lot of, for the person who wants to start a new business, a lot of it comes down to answering those fundamental questions. How are you going to create value that someone else in the world wants or needs?
Okay, so let's start. So typically when I do these podcasts, I try and navigate the journey, right? I try and figure out where to start. But this is going to be the first time I actually ask you, if I am that person who has an idea in my head, or maybe I've got, I'm off to the races with an idea. I've got I don't know, I'm going to launch a business that sells candles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
I think I can make candles that smell amazing. So what's the first of those sort of levers or principles I need to think about when I'm designing my business, thinking about my business,